Ok, pessoal, bem-vindos novamente ao Underground Voice ao vivo. Hoje tenho o prazer de receber o Einar, vocalista e líder dos Wardruna. Man, thank you so much for being here. It's a huge honor to meet you and to receive you there at Underground's Voice. It's really nice. So the new album Kvitravn was released in January after being postponed for about half a year due to the pandemic. So how do you feel for having finally the album released?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Um, well, it was of course a great disappointment when we had to postpone the album. It's one thing is there is a lot of work behind an album release that is also not connected to the actual music. It's a huge project that you spent years of planning carefully. So it was a great yeah, disappointment at first, but then the only thing you can do is switch around and yeah, find a constructive focus, and so we did, and had to make a new plan basically based on the world, the way, not the way we would hope it would be like, but rather how it is, and yeah, I think it's gone well, and of course it's really great to finally be able to share the music with our fans, and yeah, release the White Raven into the world, basically give it wings. So it feels good.
From the moment the album release is postponed, is there any tendency at some point to listen to it again and maybe change some things in the album, or it never happens?
No, the album was done in, yeah, a year ago in March, and was done and delivered, even sent to the pressing plant, and yeah, no, I didn't want to. I w- I would never have delivered it in the first place if I wasn't really uh, happy with it. So we didn't do any changes since then.
And how's being the feedback about the album? From what I've seen, it's been fantastic, right?
Yeah, it's been really overwhelming, and yeah, yeah, ever since we released the first single, Grow, that had a video to it, the response has been overwhelming, and yeah, it's really uh, it seems to be speaking to people, and people seem to connect very much to it, which is of course, um, yeah, it's a great honor in many ways, and yeah, well, I guess the only thing you can hope for. So it's been really, really great to see that people are connecting to it. So I'm very grateful for that.
It's a great album. And you'll do a release, a virtual release show, First Fly of the White Raven on March 26th. So, what can you expect about that, and how's being prepared?
Um, yeah, yeah, I'm really excited about that, and also because the way the world is, we were planning to do quite a bit of concerts this spring, but we have to move it, and yeah, the fact is nobody knows when we're going to be able to do like concerts in front of an audience again, sadly. So uh, at that point when we saw this was happening, it felt right to do like a virtual release concert instead. So since we cannot be with people, then we can connect through the web, through this modern monster, and yeah, visit you in your living rooms instead. And what to expect? Well, it's going to be like a uh, well, it's going to be the premiere, the first time ever we perform some of the new songs, of course, which is um, yeah, I'm very excited about that, because you never know how that's going to be, how that's going to feel. It's performing a song in studio is completely different to performing it in a group, and especially in front of an audience. See how it connects with people, and how we connect with it. So I'm excited about that. And of course we're going to play songs from uh, our earlier albums as well. And for me, becomes a little bit pointless to just do the exact same as we do in a regular Wardruna concert. Um, so we're going to try and explore with the format, explore, try and do things a little bit different, try and play with other elements that, um, yeah, to make it special. It's a different format, and of course the result will be different as well. So really, really excited about it.
I'm sure it will be something special because even the normal Wardruna shows are not just band playing songs for the fans. It's an experience that goes beyond the music itself, almost ritualistic, maybe. Um, we only understand if you were there. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, of course. I Yeah, you do connect to the songs in a completely different way when we're in the same room, we're sharing. It's a dialogue. We connect to the same things, but in many different individual ways, of course. And yeah, there is definitely a ritual aspect of it. It's we're not doing rock and roll. It's not fun and games. It's about creating a solemn space where you can connect to these things, whether it's the music or it's nature or it's, yeah, whatever you want, really. So it's about creating this, yeah, ritual space. And I think for many people who don't go to church or the mosque or wherever you go, to have these kind of rituals, I think that's a kind of a primal need we humans have. And I think it also has a value, to feel that connectiveness to something that is bigger than yourself, whether it's the people around you or the music or whatever. It doesn't really matter what, but I think we humans have that need, and that is what we are trying to do in a Wardruna concert, create that space.
And in addition to recording in the studio, sometimes you also record songs or specific parts of the songs um, in the middle of the nature. So, which influence does this have on your music? And do you think it would be possible to create all this atmosphere you have in your songs outside of Bergen?
Yeah, and I record these things in many different places, also places in other parts of the country, and anything to draw the listener as close as possible to the subjects or objects I'm working with in the given song. I could chop off a table leg and get the same sound as the birch tree. But I strongly believe that, um, whether it's conscious or subconscious, the listener will know the difference. I believe in the effect of added value. Added value is added value. Yeah, I'm 100% sure that the listener will feel the difference. Yeah, consciously or subconsciously, doesn't matter. It's there.
And it's difficult for the most people to understand lyrics. So, do you think you have to need some knowledge of the Nordic culture and connection with the nature to understand and be able to fully appreciate a band like Wardruna?
Mm, No, I don't think so. I think well, the music has proven that it moves beyond these language barriers or cultural barriers or age barriers. Um, has the ability to stand on its own 2 feet, whether or not you understand the lyrics or not. That's something we have seen when we perform live as well. You know that a lot of people react very strongly to it, and whether it's in Norway or in Spain or other countries, people react the same. But of course, the lyrics and the poetry is an important part of the music. So I do, which is why um, we released a book that includes all the lyrics of the trilogy alongside with English translations for it. And the new album also has all the lyrics in the booklet in both languages, so you are able to to go deeper into it if that is your wish. It will of course add an extra value to it. And also recently we work with a Spanish translator who also knows Norwegian, and so we just recently made like Spanish subtitles for and English subtitles for a handful of our music videos. So I think it's an important part, but it's not absolutely necessary. I think you can fully enjoy the music without necessarily understanding all the words. You know, if you don't understand the words, it creates an extra distance in the music, which can be a very beautiful thing as well. You know, because that leaves more room for you and for your own stories to be created within the music.
Yeah. Going back many years, how does the drummer of some black metal bands become the mentor of a project like this one?
Well, by following the heart, I guess. For me, when I played, well, I think I was on a personal level. I was kind of done with metal when I was 16, 17 years old. I was kind of finished with it. I had other visions. I had other things that I wanted to do, but I did continue to play in bands, but it wasn't personal. It wasn't something that I really had a passion for. It was art, you know, it was an expression. But the need to do something that was more in line with my heart, more in line with my personal interests and beliefs and so on, that feeling became stronger and stronger. So that's why I decided to do something about it and do something that represented it more, more uh, that I could connect to in a more personal way. So that Wardruna was a direct result of that, and was also the reason why I decided to quit um, my other engagements music wise and just fully focus on something that actually mattered to me.
You were Gorgorod's drummer, and Gal played with you in Wardruna. So, how important is he and his contributions in your career?
Well, yeah, of course, Gal. I think Gal was the reason I stayed for so long in Gorgoroth. I played in Gorgoroth almost 5 years, and I guess my friendship with him and the fact that we had a lot of the same interests and passion for history, passion for these esoteric things, that was a valuable thing for me. So in the beginning, he was like he was the person I would throw my ideas at, and we would discuss a lot. And so yeah, he was of course a big part of that process. Having somebody to discuss these ideas with, and who understand what I wanted to do, and my vision for it. So yeah.
And beside all that, you also work on the soundtrack for Assassin's Creed Valhalla and had a contribution for League of Legends, I think. So, how did you get the opportunity to work on that? Because they're really famous games.
Yeah, yeah. I guess through my work with Wardruna and also my work with the TV show Vikings, people who work on, yeah, the people behind Assassin's Creed, they were familiar with my work, and they actually were already using a lot of my music as the temporary music when they were working on the game. Um, so at some point I was, yeah, just contacted by the production there if I wanted to discuss maybe working together on the project. And I'm quite selective in what I want to do and don't do. I need to feel that I can do a good job, and I need to feel that it's a good project. And thankfully, in terms of Assassin's Creed, I really felt it was a good project. They were very ambitious in what they wanted to do. You know, it's a combination. Assassin's Creed is a combination of historical fact and historical fiction. You know, it's a combination, and I think they do a good job of sort of doing both. Um, and also, it allowed me to, yeah, our initial in our initial conversations, it became very clear quite early that we had a lot of the same visions for what my part in it would be, and how the music would be, and yeah, the rest is history, I guess. It's been a yeah, the team, the music team at Ubisoft has have been really great to work with. It's, yeah, it's been a fun project to be part of.
I think it's awesome. So, and finally, thank you so much for being here once again. It was a huge honor to meet you and to talk to you a little bit. So, any last words for the Portuguese fans and Underground's Voice viewers?
Well, yeah, I guess the only thing I want to say is that I know there are a lot of Portuguese fans of Wardruna, and I know I've, you know, whenever we post a tour or something, there are a lot of comments on when are we coming, and yeah, I just want to reassure you that we know, and we are coming, we are working on it. But and Of course these times it's not so easy, but as as soon as we can, we will come, and yeah, really look forward to it.
I'm looking forward to. So, once again, thank you and stay safe too. And see you soon.
Pleasure was mine, and likewise.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
Thank
Okay,
you. You too.
bye bye.
All right.